Ooh, what's that? Is that something a bit odd hanging from underneath her legs? Superbian! Yes, good work. Right, you... yes. Now, what I could say is that you could use... Okay, hi everyone. In this video, I'm doing a photo critique of Ian Amiche. Amiche? I think that might be how you pronounce it. And now this is an interesting one. It says, been shooting for only 4 months. And initially whenever somebody says 4 months, I'm like, oh dear. And they're sending in a portfolio for me to critique. I was getting a little bit worried. But actually, just from the thumbnails, I'm thinking, okay, good work. I'll give you the little introduction that he's given me. Hi, I picked up a camera for the first time about 4 months ago. I shoot every day, and when I'm not shooting, I'm on the internet learning. I've been using off-camera flash for about 2 weeks. I shoot in manual. Shoot in manual, flash, and camera. The first 3 photos are from my first photo shoot, as well as my first time using off-camera flash outdoors. Okay. Photography has been my life. No, photography has become my life, and I aspire to become a professional in due time. I wish I could provide more variety at this point, like I said. But like I said, I haven't been shooting for very long, and everything I've had up to this point was mostly landscape, which I'm just burnt out on. Okay, so you're just a bit bored of doing landscape, so you're interested in doing this. It just didn't spark my interest that much. I hereby give Don Bauer the right to replicate my images on his YouTube channel, blah blah blah. And as harsh as I would really appreciate any feedback. Okay, so let's look at your first one, and we've got it over here. Okay, so shot number 1, he's given it a name, saying Amber Sky Contrast, and in the details that he's given us down here, it's like this shot. We will call it Serenity. Okay, so he's given it a name. Brilliant. Was shot with the Nikon D300 at 1/125th of a second at f5.6, ISO 200 with 50mm f1.8. I wanted to create a scene that looked as if a light, preferably natural, was coming down onto the model from above and to the left. The effect or attempt was done mostly in Photoshop. Oh, really? And something I call light painting. Okay, not sure the correct term if there is one. Set up new layer, set to overlay, natural grey and paint. Okay, yeah, okay. Okay, so you're doing a little bit of Photoshop paint with the images, and yeah, okay, get that, yeah. I prefer this method of dodging and burning anyway. I was using one Vivitar 383 flash set to manual at half power, and shooting through an umbrella. Okay, so it's not fully made by Photoshop. You have used a flash and an umbrella from the side, and there are some pretty scary clouds in the background of that shot. The light was actually directly in line with the model's feet, where the model's feet were pointing. Can't see where the model's feet are. Oh, wait a minute, I'm looking at a different shot. That's what it is. Not this one. Where is it? Oh, you've given them different names to the pictures. I'm guessing this one. Maybe it's this one. Oh, right. Okay, this is getting a little bit confusing here. Okay, cool. I like the shot because it was the 3rd shot from my first ever photo shoot. Well, what I would say is good work. I like it. You've got a great look at the contrasting of everything. So not just the light, but you've got the red bricks with the black door. You've got the scrabbly old paint, which has kind of got a smooth and shiny texture to it, with the kind of matte of the bricks and the kind of solidness of the bricks, which can't flake. Then you've got the stones down below, and then you've got this beautiful model in the middle of it, where, you know, she's kind of a completely different texture of, you've got her smooth legs, which I think you might have slightly done with your photoshopping, adding that overlays and stuff, and then you've got her top, which I can't really see a huge amount of detail in her black top, so always watch that if you're shooting people in black clothes. You really want to be able to show some highlight outlines of their outfits, because like here on my screen certainly, maybe on your screen, like on my laptop I might be able to see a bit more, but on my screen, which is what, if I were to print it out, this is how it kind of looks. I can't see any differentiation from the back of her jacket to the black post of the door. But yeah, the lighting coming down, I'd probably do a little bit of a little bit of burning around the stones here, just so, because they're a little bit bright down at the bottom, but that really is just like nitpicking. That is just a tiny amount. Other things to note here, I would say, is more for the model's point of view, is hand positioning. If you just look carefully here, just having this hand kind of just randomly down there, I would definitely use the hands. Don't just have them lying down down there. Get her to hold her hands, maybe have up there, maybe, you know, having it across or holding something, doing something else. But there, if you don't notice, you think, oh, what's that? Is that something a bit odd hanging from underneath her legs? So yeah, just watch that, but otherwise, great. Okay, so with this shot, again, we've got a different one here. This shot, obviously, same model, yes. We will name it Distant, okay, because she's looking into the distance. Was shot at 250th of a second, f5.6, ISO 200 with the 50mm again. Okay, I originally metered for the sky in the background, but couldn't hack it with my sync speed. It looks pretty good. It looks like you can see lots of detail in the background. I think it looks great. I wanted the sky to be as dramatic as possible. It certainly is, but it turned out so-so. I think it looks good. But shot using a Vivitar again, shoot through umbrella. I would love another light to separate her jacket. Okay, so brilliant. You're even critiquing your own stuff here. This is fantastic. This was a problem with the whole shoot. It was freezing and I couldn't expose properly for her jacket coat with such dark backgrounds. Correct, I would say. I like this particular shot because the angle I chose, I was trying to add a sense of mystique, but also have the setting sun in the background. Okay, you can't really see the setting sun because it's just a tiny little bit there. I would say the composition of it, you've got a lot of dead space up at the top. So you've put your logo down here. I would say bring that up here. You've got loads of space up there. But yeah, model again, you've got cool accessories like the rings, like the earrings. And yeah, I like how she's kind of looking off there. But pretty much exactly what you said there is that you can't differentiate where she starts and the background ends, or the other way around. I also can't really figure out what the location is as well. Is this an outdoor, or what have you said? I don't think you said where it was, but it kind of looks... Oh wait, have you? No, I don't think you have, but... So it's difficult to tell that. Now, what I could say is that you could use an ND filter, or a graduated filter for something like this. So again, it'd just be something that goes on the front of your lens, but instead of it having for like landscapes where you would have it so that the sky is kind of brought down in exposure compared to the ground, then you could just put it at the side. So if you've got a bright sky over there, put the graduated filter at an angle, so it's dark there and normal there, and then if you're having your flash there, it just means that your exposure over there will be fine. So, but that's not usually used. That's the only thing I'd say. But yeah, I think that's you've got a bit of dead space. Watch the composition. Think about where you're going to put your logo, and maybe think of using ND filters. Might be an interesting one. Okay, good work. Let's see your next one now. This shot we will call it legs. Okay, I'm guessing. Okay, I guess we're going to go for this one then. And yeah, she's got some nice legs. Very nice legs. But yeah, okay, straight off before I read, oh, wait a minute, is there a bit of a wonky angle going on? What was it, that one? No, it kind of looks straight. There are kind of weird angles going on there. It makes it look a little bit off center, but this one, is it straight? Because you're kind of slightly at a point where this moves in and it kind of looks like it's going at an angle. So definitely get the straightening tool and just double check which bits are the bits that are definitely straight. Like you can see how the door kind of, you've got more bit of door there than you do Oh no, you do. Yeah, okay. It's a bit of an optical illusion, this one, with the way the light's been coming down and stuff. Okay, okay. Anyway, get on with it. Okay, this one we should call it legs. Was something I wanted to do because of the fact that legs models were longer than most people are tall. Okay. I wanted to accentuate the toning of her legs and use my one light to draw the viewer from the legs up. Yeah, done. Well, I'm kind of more just staying on the legs. I think they're great legs. This was shot at 100th of a second, f5.6, ISO 200 with a 50mm, and all that. I was obsessed with using interesting textures in my photos. Well, you've got it. I think they make or break a photo. All of these shots were taken at an abandoned cotton mill. Okay, so so it's a cotton mill of some sort, which was built almost 200 years ago, one of the oldest in the US. I was trying to make a contrasting effect between the model's soft and beautiful skin and the harsh, dilapidated tones and textures in this area. Superbian! Yes, good work. Right, you've had an idea, you've had a concept, you know what you're wanting to, the look that you're wanting to get. You're using your location, your model to accentuate or complement or contrast with each other. And you're saying you've lived with this for 4 months? I actually don't believe you. Like, to have this much kind of insight into your own photographs and to, like, very good, very good. Yes, okay, good. Now, again, what I would say about the photo, as you have already said, I can't really critique this, I'm just agreeing with you. Yeah, all you need is some way to differentiate her black top. Do you know what, it might not even need to be another light, it might just be a different top that might be needed. Again, here she's got her hands in her pockets, and because there's so much black, it is kind of not much, you can't really see the kind of curve of her body position and stuff like that. So again, I think maybe just taking off that jacket would probably then have you the shot. Maybe she's not wearing anything underneath, and that would be a really good shot. But yeah, what I might do just for aesthetic reasons is get the little clone tool and take out what these little paint marks or chewing gum marks or something. Just take that out, just so it looks like a totally boring brick wall. But yeah, also here I'd probably work, because it definitely does seem like there's an angle, or am I just going crazy? I'm not too sure. But maybe your logo is down at your shoe and it kind of disappears here. You've got this dead space of the brick wall. I would say have your logo going down the side of that. So think about having your logo, how it can be at the bottom, at the top, at the left or the right, or you know, straight up and down or something like that. So think about where you could put that. But yeah, good work. Okay. Let's see your next one. I'm guessing it's going to be the black and white one. Very nice. Oh, you totally can't see your logo though. Your logo's totally disappeared in this. This is Shine. Okay, whatever. This shot of my wife. Nice wife. She looks like she's got a bit of Eastern European to her. Anyway. Full-time model, yeah, wife/model, brilliant. We will call this shot Black and White Beauty. Yeah. Yes. Was a couple of days after I got my flash. I was using my white walls in our house to enlarge the light from my flash, which gave a very soft and even light quality. Yes, it has. It was interesting just messing with the camera, trying to get my proper exposure, telling myself shutter speed control. Wait, what have you said? Trying to get my proper exposure, telling myself shutter speed controls ambient, aperture controls flash exposure, over and over in my head. Well, aperture also has an effect over your ambient as well. Right? Remember, your flash is an instantaneous speed, but your aperture will restrain the intensity of the light coming into your camera. So if your flash is big and your aperture is small, then it'll be the same as having a small flash and a big aperture. That's probably just made it more confusing for you. But yeah, shutter speed does control ambient, and aperture controls ambient and your flash. But you usually use your aperture to really kind of work with your flash. So yeah, so you're saying that over and over in your head. I like it so much that I ended up getting the following shot right after. Good work. This shot was with Nikon D3100 at 1/600th and 1/160th of a second at 5.8 with a 7200mm flash. It's a Vivitar set to manual at 1/4 power, bounced off a 14-foot white wall. Whew. Yeah. Good, great sharpness on her eyes. I think I'm guessing you may have done a little bit of photoshopping to really increase the sharpness around there. And the high key that you've given to this shot has really helped kind of smooth everything out, smoothing the skin. But yet you've still got this gentle shadow coming down, just so it gives her an outline of her chin and her neck. I like how she's got her hands up in her hair. That's good. I like how you've gone for a very shallow depth of field, like the backs of her ears are a little bit blurry and stuff like that. Yeah. Yes. As a beauty shot, that's got it. That's got it there. My kind of style, I like a bit more contrasty. I like a bit more shadows and modelling shadows to really kind of accentuate certain features. But in terms of that, then yeah. Spot on. Okay. Black and white beauty. Win. Okay. Brilliant. Let's see your last one. Okay. Still your wife here. And if you look at the difference there, okay, you can see there's lots of different textures in the skin. She's got very, like big cheek. That's not your cheeks. What are those? Big jaw down to quite a strong chin down there. So that's just from a tiny little movement in the head from left to right, from the nose, just tinily moving. You can see you can see much more of the structure of the face going on there. Here she looks a little bit. What does she look like? Does she look a little bit grumpy? I don't know. Crack a joke. Okay, so this one, this is probably my favourite shot of the bunch. We will call this shot "Window to the Soul." Okay. Oh, is her soul kind of angry? But amazing eyes as well. Like, that's a cool iris that she's got. Was taking off camera flash, same as above, except the power was at 1/8 of a power, ISO 100. So before you're at ISO, you'd never said, and now you're at half power f4. Okay, I wanted to get an effect where her eyes and the small areas around them, small areas around your eyes, around them were in focus, but the focus lightly fell off towards the ears. Well, yeah, got that again. Flash was bounced off the 14. Well, okay, brilliant. Okay. Good use of model / wife. Good. You have done what you've asked to do. You've got it. Great. Work on your logos, where you're going to position them, because they seem to all be in the same place. I say work on them. Check your straightening at all time. Layout shots. Watch out for dead space, and if you've got dead space or like areas where it's just all black, stick your logos up there. Then, yeah, you've critiqued yourself perfectly on this one. You've given them names. You've put effort into it. You've given us details. Ian, I'm sorry I can't pronounce your second name properly. Amache. I don't know. But yeah, good work. Like it a lot. Well done. Cheers. Bye.